Well, it is currently um let me check here, 2:23 a.m. here in the grand old US of A. So let's knock out this race recap for F1, baby. I'm just gonna go however I think this should go. It's 2:30 a.m. almost. I feel like saying what I want, and I don't want to drag this out too much. I'm just gonna be blunt, straight up, say what I want, however I want, no matter how cruel it may seem. Max Verstappen won again. No shock there. Williams crashed again. Oh my God. We didn't talk about Australia because I was at a NASCAR race. I was on like 4 hours of sleep. And frankly, I had to drive home that night. It was like a 3.5, 4 hour drive. So I needed the sleep. Well, this time, thankfully, I don't have a 4 hour drive ahead of me, which is why I'm up here at 2:30 a.m. talking about this. But we didn't talk about Australia, but Alex Albon in Australia crashed in FP1. And it's like, okay, crashes happen in practice, whatever. Fix the car, you're fine. Replace the parts, whatever, you're cool. Williams, a Formula One team, which is supposed to be the pinnacle of motorsport, as everyone that follows F1 says, doesn't have a backup chassis, doesn't have a spare. Blows my mind. So what do? Alex Albon has crashed. They say, hey, Alex, you crashed. We're going to reward you. Logan, get out of the car, okay? Albon races. Now, fast forward to Japan. Logan Sargent crashes in first practice. And I was like, Logan Sargent, you're a smart guy, man. You know, intentionally crashing in first practice to guarantee that you get the race. You're playing 4D chess, my friend. The car ended up being fine. Lap 1, turn 3, I think. And, we have another crashed Williams. Daniel Ricciardo just didn't check his mirrors. Look, man, I really like Daniel Ricciardo. He was a great driver at Red Bull. Even at Renault, he had a great stint. And then McLaren will always have Monza 2021. Since then, it has been a disaster. 2022 was not good. The majority of 2021 was not good. And it has been a horrific start to 2024. He was supposed to be the guy threatening Perez for his Red Bull seat. Oh my God, no. His seat's under threat at freaking AlphaTauri. Or freaking Toro Rosso, whatever the hell they call it now. What is Daniel Ricciardo doing? Look, he's a good driver, don't get me wrong, but right now he is just not in the zone. He's very much, if this is the zone right here where my hand is, he is like way up here, like he's way far away from the zone. You got to get it together, Daniel Ricciardo, or else you're going to get fired mid-season like Nick DeVries, who you replaced. But anyways, so Albon gets wrecked, not really his own doing. And once again, it's not like Ricciardo intentionally did this. You know, he just misjudged it or just didn't check his mirror enough and he wiped himself and Albon out. So how does this affect Williams? Well, I don't know what the damage is as of now. And theoretically, they have 2 weeks to kind of figure this out. But if the chassis is screwed, do they only race one car at China? Like, what's going to happen at China, you know? And if so, you once again have to make the decision, Albon or Sargent. They'll probably once go with Albon because Albon is your better, more realistic chance of scoring points. Though, even though Sargent did do pretty good today. So yeah, in conclusion, Williams just keeps crashing, whether it's Sargent. Sargent almost crashed in the race. He went off track. He did not hit the wall. He did not have damage, so he did not crash. He just spun out. He just went off track. Albon, though, obliterated his car. So externally. I don't know about internally and all that. But yeah, that was the big story of the day. And then Yuki Tsunoda. Speaking of Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri, whatever they're called now. Yuki Tsunoda scoring some points at home. I think they said he was the first point scorer since Kamui Kobayashi for a Japanese driver to score at home. So that's a really big deal. That's a really cool thing to do, to score points in your home race. You know, It's been a tough start to the year for that team as a whole, with Ricciardo struggling. Tsunoda's honestly been on it this year. He's been looking really good. And once again, he looked really good today, and he scored a couple points. We'll go through the results later. A great job by Yuki Tsunoda today. I know that's got to mean a lot for him to score in front of his home crowd. And every time that he made a pass, the TV cut to the fans, and they were cheering on their home driver. Love to see it. Max Verstappen won again. We're going to blast through these results. I'm not doing a breakdown of every single driver. If your favorite driver gets mentioned and I don't do a breakdown, apologies. It's now to 29 a.m. So there you go. Max Verstappen's your winner. Congratulations on the World Championship. You took a week off. Now you're back. Sergio Perez second. Good job. You did what you were supposed to. Carlos Sainz third. Did Ferrari fire the wrong driver? It's kind of a joke, but we're to the point that, is it a joke? I mean, Sainz has raced in one less race, and is he ahead of Leclerc in the points? I don't think he is, but he's close. He's got more podiums, I can tell you that for a fact, but 100% podium rate this year, which is kind of crazy because no one else in F1 has that. Just an observation. Fourth place, Charles Leclerc. Look, okay, I'm not actually dissing on Charles. He's a really good driver. In fact, today he did fantastic. He made the one-stop work. Everyone else did a two-stop. It was hotter than expected, the track temperature, that is. And Leclerc made the one-stop work, whereas nobody else could. He drove terrifically today. A fourth-place finish. Great job. A 1-2 for Red Bull, a 3-4 for Ferrari. I think they said this is the first time ever that the first 4 races in an F1 season have resulted in a 1-2. 3 of those by Red Bull, 1 of those by Ferrari. So there's a fun fact of the day for you. 5th place, Lando Norris. 6th place, Fernando Alonso. 7th place, George Russell. George Russell passed someone cleanly without trying to end their life challenge impossible level, whatever that meme is. George Russell trying to pass Oscar Piastri just decides to attempt obliteration of Oscar Piastri because that's what George Russell does. He is a talented driver, but oh my God, can you not wreck someone? Please, just don't wreck someone. He did it all the time in 2022. He got a little bit better in 2023, but then he started wrecking himself like at Singapore. And here we are again. George Russell, just stop. Stop wrecking yourself like you did last week. I know everyone blamed Alonso for that last week. I don't get, just don't wreck yourself, man. And then this week, just don't wreck people. If he doesn't get a penalty for freaking forcing Piastri off after last week, Alonso, I'm sorry, but Alonso did not deserve that penalty. I'm getting heated, and it's like 2:30 a.m. George Russell, you're a talented driver. You're a good driver. You got to stop wrecking, whether it's yourself or other drivers. Please. 8th place, Oscar Piastri. 9th place, Lewis Hamilton. 10th place, Yuki Tsunoda, home points. Applause. Everyone give a round of applause for Yuki. Non-points finishers, Hulkenberg, Stroll. Stroll was screaming at the radio at some point. I don't remember what it was, but he sounded really funny. Magnussen, 13th. 14th, Bottas. 15th, Ocon. 16th, Gasly. God, Alpine sucks this year. 17th, Logan Sargent, man. He was running like 12th through 14th, somewhere in there. Like, he was making his way through the field, making passes, making some good moves. He had some good pace going. Then they had a slow pit stop at Williams, and he got behind 4 or 5 guys, was sitting in 16th. That's when he had his incident where he did not crash. Just remember, he went off track, and ultimately he finished 17th. So he had some really good pace. It was a promising start to the day, but the slow pit stop, and then it just all kind of unfolded from there. Unwound, however you want to say it. 17th, and then your DNFs. Zhou Guanyu had mechanical problems from like lap 2, whenever the second start was. And then Daniel Ricciardo, Alex Albon wrecked on lap 1, turn 3, which resulted in a red flag. We got a second standing start. Crappy start to the year for Ricciardo. Albon and Williams, you got to stop crashing, man. Seriously. It's a problem. If the World Championship was based off who can crash the most amount of cars, Williams. They'd make Max Verstappen domination look like nothing. Anyways, that's it for the Japanese Grand Prix. I actually went a little bit longer than I thought. But current clock update, 2:32 a.m. This video will be up probably after 3 a.m. I just remembered I have a family event at like 9 a.m. tomorrow. Shit. I'm going to be unbearable. No one's going to want to deal with me. Anyways, that's a problem for tomorrow. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully we can do more race recaps. Next F1 race for me, China, starts at 2 a.m. local time, so that should be fun. Oh my goodness. But thanks again for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. We got a NASCAR Cup Series race at Martinsville tomorrow that we'll talk about, and I'll see you for that. So thanks for watching.